You're going to absolutely love these biscuits. My favorite biscuit recipe is called JP's Big Daddy Biscuits by John Pickett on all recipes. Hence, JP, John Pickett, you get it. Okay, so compared to the typical drop biscuits I used to make in the past, this one requires rolling out the dough to form uniformly shaped biscuits. It also doesn't use any particularly special ingredients. Now, these biscuits don't look like those from the restaurant, but trust me, after putting the honey butter glaze over the top, you won't care. Let's bake. You're going to need the following ingredients: 2 cups of flour, a tablespoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of white sugar, 1/3 cup of shortening, I personally use butter, 1 cup of milk. For the honey butter, you will need 1/4 cup of butter, melted, and 1/3 cup of honey. You're also going to need some baking trays, parchment paper, a cutting board, a mixing bowl, and a drinking glass or a biscuit cutter. Start off by mixing together all of the dry ingredients: the flour, baking powder, salt, and sugar. Next, you'll want to cut in the shortening. I typically used softened butter. A fork is pretty useful here if you don't have a special cutter. Following this, you'll want to add in the milk. Stir the biscuit dough together. The dough will come out looking sticky, but it should peel away from the sides of the bowl. Now you want to preheat your oven to 425 degrees. On a floured surface, plop down the dough. Sprinkle the top of the dough with some flour and start kneading away. Knead and roll out the dough to about 1/4 inch thick. Now use a glass or biscuit cutter to cut out the biscuits from the dough. I don't have a special biscuit cutter, but one advantage to having one of those is to get clean cut edges. Using a glass like I'm using causes the flaky layers to get smushed on the edges of the biscuit. This isn't the end of the world, but it's something to look into in the future. Place the cut dough onto a parchment paper lined baking tray. You'll want to re-knead the dough as needed to cut out more biscuits. The original recipe says you can get about 6 biscuits from this. I ended up with 9 and a little runt. If you cut out the biscuits with a smaller diameter, you could easily get a dozen. Bake the biscuits in the preheated oven for about 12 to 15 minutes. While the biscuits are in the oven, now is the time to prepare that delicious honey butter. In a small saucepan, mix together the honey and the butter. Bring that mixture to a boil. Maintain the heat for a few minutes before removing the pan from the stove. When the biscuits are complete, they'll be browned on the top and the sides. Remove them from the oven. Now brush that honey butter all over those biscuits. Don't these biscuits look incredible? Be careful though, they are hot. Now let's eat.
That's to die for.
If you found this recipe helpful, be sure to hit that like button, and share this video with a friend if you think they would enjoy making these biscuits. If you'd like to see more recipes like this one, be sure to subscribe. Check out our catalog for more baking videos. We'll see you in the next video.